Matthew. Written and narrated by Keepupmomo. Voice work done by Kareem. It was 6:30 in the morning on a dry September day. The boy had been awake for about an hour at this point. He couldn't help but think to himself, "Another day." The boy groaned and got up from his bed and started to get ready for another tiresome day of school. Why do I have to go? I have no reason to go. As his thoughts held him back, he struggled to get ready for school, dragging his feet all the while. At 7:30, he finally grabbed his bag, got his bike from the garage, and set off for school. He didn't have to bike for long, and by the time the clock struck 7:40, he arrived at West Gardens High School. He locked his bike in the bike racks and walked to a bench, still looking rather depressed. He looked up and saw a familiar sight of his best friend, Leonard. The boy gave a slight smile as he saw his friend. "What's up, Leonard?"
Hey Matt, how are you?
I'm well. Yourself?" Matthew replied.
I'm alright.
Leonard paused.
You sure you're alright?
"Yeah, of course. Why?"
Come on, Matt. I know when you're lying. That pause contradicts how you supposedly feel. Tell me what's up.
"It's been one of those mornings," Matthew said. "You know by now." Leonard smiled at his friend. He knew all about Matthew's past and the problems he had because of it.
It'll get better, trust me.
Matthew didn't reply. He just walked off to his class. Leonard knew Matthew was in deep thought. Matthew sat in his class for about an hour until 9 o'clock. Class started, and as usual, everyone but Matthew was paying attention. Matthew would usually just listen to a music playlist he had on his phone, while the teacher went on and on about whatever topic that Matthew, to be blunt, could care far less about. A couple of hours later, it was lunchtime. Matthew, Leonard, and some of Leonard's friends were just hanging out at a table under some big trees. Matthew never told anyone, but he was not just jealous of Leonard, but also of the recurring faces of the group. Shelby was one. She wasn't the most popular, but she had confidence and was well liked. To Matthew, it seemed no one could say anything bad about her. This made Matthew all the more jealous of Shelby. There was also Alejandro, Lorenzo, and Caden. Along with Leonard, he was jealous of all four of them for 3 reasons. 1, they had charisma. 2, they had looks and confidence. And 3, they were popular. This, coupled with Matthew's past trauma from middle and elementary school, blinded him with jealousy. It also didn't help that they would tease him to make the group laugh at the cost of his morale. A lot of the time, it got so bad, he had to excuse himself from the group. This day was no different, and like the group had done hundreds of times before, they would mock and make fun of him. "Look, guys, Matt's running off to go cry in a bathroom stall," Shelby and Alejandro said together. Lorenzo and Caden chortled with laughter. "He would be the type to do that, wouldn't he?" Matthew snapped back. "Why, You know what? Forget it, because I know you're too much of a coward to come say it to my face, Caden." And with that, Matthew stormed away. "Who needs him? Ain't no one like him anyway. I don't know why you're friends with him, Leonard," Lorenzo said arrogantly. Leonard was appalled.
You are the most immature group of people I've ever met. Why do you find it so funny to annoy him? Matthew has done nothing wrong to you. You know what? Why am I wasting my breath?
And with that, Leonard walked off, leaving the group in a dumbfounded state of silence. For the rest of the day, Leonard tried to talk to Matthew, but Matthew kept himself rather detached from any conversation. Leonard hoped Matthew would be all right. A couple of hours later, Leonard had just had dinner and was in his room scrolling through his phone when he suddenly got a call. It was from Matthew. Leonard, for some reason, had a feeling this call wouldn't be any normal call. However, he still picked up the phone.
Hey Matt, you alright?
"No, I am not."
Hey look, I'm sorry.
"Save it. I don't care. I'm used to it. No one ever cares, Leonard. No one. They are so ungrateful for the lives they have, and they don't know what it feels like, and they don't know what I have to suffer through. They don't even have the foggiest idea how much energy it takes to get me through one day."
Matthew, it'll get better.
Stop. Stop. Just stop. Leonard, stop saying that. You say it, but it never does. Matthew had started yelling. He was in a blinding state of rage. It never gets better. It never will,
Matthew, I think you need to take a breath.
Leonard said as calmly as he could.
Please, we'll call later, but you need to let out your emotions right now.
Maybe you're right, Leonard. Fine. I'll take a breath. See you soon.
Bye, Matthew. Stay strong, man.
All right. The call ended, and Matthew began sobbing. He was staring at his phone, at a picture from Leonard's social media. He saw Leonard with the same group of friends that always mocked and bullied him. He shut off his phone. He didn't want to see the picture anymore. He thought to himself, why does everyone hate me? Why can't I be like them? Matthew didn't want to think about it anymore. But before drifting off to sleep, he heard a voice.
You will never be like them. You will never be worth anything. You aren't even worth a penny.
Matthew hoped no one had heard him cry himself to sleep.